guys, and welcome to a simple and quick review. My name is Eva, and I do sometimes, when I get around, doing simple and quick reviews of books I've read or hyped books. But yeah, this is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. And I think when I hauled this book back in the day, back when it was like really popular, I think this book came out in November of 2020, and everybody loved it and everybody was raving about it. Yeah. Oh, October. It says October 2020 it was printed. And I think when I hauled it originally, it was, I was going to read it for like Christmas and stuff, but I said I didn't think I had ever read anything by V.E. Schwab, and I was excited to start one. But when I was reading it, it was so rhythmic and so familiar that I thought, no, I definitely have. And then it popped into my head when I was reading it, The Dark Duet by V.E. Schwab. So I read two of her other books. But anyways, let's get to this book, or a real simple and quick review about this book. So The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is very, very popular, and everybody seems to love it, but it is about a girl named Addie LaRue, hence the title of the book, but she is an immortal. It kind of gives that away from the beginning, because the beginning flips back and forth, and you don't know why this person has lived so long, but she's kind of like lost. So it does start, like, it does go pretty chronologically, but it gets started off with like a girl who's just young, and it kind of reminded me of Beauty and the Beast a little bit, so I kind of really enjoyed it because I'm a huge Beauty and the Beast fan. But it was just like a girl who wanted like more than her provincial town. Like, she wanted more than this, and the way she words it obviously gets her stuck into a bit of trouble when she makes a deal. She makes a deal to be immortal because she just wants out of this life so badly. But the problem is, through the entire book, is that no one can remember her. So she says she doesn't want to like be tied down to people or something. And so no one can remember her. So it comes like a ton of complications because you can't hold a job. You can't like hold an apartment. There's a bunch of nuances in this book that it explores with being that kind of immortal. I'm going to try not to give anything away. But this book is described over and over again as kind of sad and lonely. And so I was so excited for it because everybody seemed to love it. And everybody said it was like one of the best books they read last year. And I just didn't pick it up because they said it was sad and lonely. And I just wasn't in the mood for that. But I didn't find it that sad and lonely of a book. But I did really enjoy most of the story overall. I think what is truly unique about the story and why people kind of raved about it is that, oh boy. I think what is truly unique about the story and why people kind of raved so much about it is that it is a very, not, like, even when immortals are supposed to be the bad guy and stuff, they're usually typically powerful in some way. They have some kind of power. They have something given to them that makes them immortal. Even vampires and stuff, they're strong, they're cunning. There's always just something they can do, you know, that, and then they're also immortal. So this book kind of flips that on its head, and there is kind of nothing special about this girl at all. There is nothing really going on. She can't contribute to society because everything she does gets erased immediately. So there's nothing she's really ever done. And, you know, she kind of toes the line of like questionable moral character because she can't hold a job. She just steals things, that kind of thing. So I like it because I think that's why everybody liked it so much, is because it kind of flips like that typical immortal story on its head. And it says, like, would you like an immortal who did not a lot of stuff and can't do a lot of cool things and can't persuade people and just yeah, so there are some sad bits in this story. There are a lot of little sad bits in the story, but I wouldn't describe it the way a lot of people other described it. I really enjoyed the book overall. I think I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I think I came away with it not just like absolutely loving it, but I was also so impressed by it. I was like, you should read this to so many people because I think they would truly like it. So I get the rave. I do get the rave, but there wasn't something like, oh my gosh, I am absolutely in love with that character in that story. But it was just so unique. I think that's how she gets away with it. As well as V.E. Schwab, in the beginning of this book, I was kind of at that point in the beginning where I was like, I don't get it. I don't get the hype. It is kind of a slower pickup in this book. I don't know why, but it was for me. And then once I got into the story, I was like, I wasn't like had to sit there and turn the page, but I was like, I want to read that. I do want to read that. So it was easy to pick up once I put it down. But in the beginning, it did take me a while. I picked it up several times and put it down in the beginning. And then once the story really gets going, once like the immortal part starts, then I was kind of really hooked by that point, and I really enjoyed the story after that. So that was like my only little issue with it. And then also once I like walked away, I didn't like, I've got to like completely love of a book in all ways for it to be 5 stars for me. This is very close. I might have marked it as a 5-star in Goodreads because it's pretty hard to like say it's not. But yeah, that's what I thought of the book. That's how I enjoyed it. I hope it was spoiler free for you all. If you haven't gotten around to reading it, or if you just heard a ton of hype and wondering what the hype, I think it is. I think it's just a different kind of story than I've ever read personally. There might be other ones out there that I don't know about. Recommend them to me if you've read something like this before. And I hope you enjoyed this one. See you guys in the next video, I guess. See you guys next time.